Hello. Welcome back to Sabbath School Flashcards. It is Sunday, March 22nd, and the title for today's lesson is Micheal, our Prince. Read Daniel 12:1. Reading, And at that time shall Micheal stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Who changes the course of history at the end of time? How do Romans 8:34, and Hebrews 7:25, help us understand what this text means? Reading Romans 8:34. Who is he that condemneth? It is Christ that died, yea rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of God, who also maketh intercession for us. Now reading Hebrews 7:25. Wherefore he is able also to save them to the uttermost that come unto God by him, seeing he ever liveth to make intercession for them. Discuss your answers in class on Sabbath. Every chapter of Daniel so far has begun by mentioning the ruler of a pagan nation. Daniel 12 likewise begins with a ruler, but unlike every other chapter, the ruler is a divine prince who rises to deliver God's people from the hands of their enemies. As we glimpsed in our study of Daniel 10, Micheal is the same powerful heavenly being who appears to Daniel at the Tigris River. There he emerges as the heavenly representative of God's people. He also appears elsewhere in Daniel as the Son of Man, Daniel 7, the Prince of the Host, Daniel 8, and Messiah the Prince, Daniel 9. Thus Micheal, whose name means who is like God, must be none other than Jesus himself. It is important to note the timing of Micheal's intervention. According to Daniel 12:1, it occurs at that time, Daniel 12:1. This expression refers to the time just mentioned in Daniel 11:40-45. Let's read it. And at the time of the end shall the king of the south push at him, and the king of the north shall come against him like a whirlwind, with chariots, and with horsemen, and with many ships, and he shall enter into the countries, and shall overflow and pass over. He shall enter also into the glorious land, and many countries shall be overthrown, but these shall escape out of his hand, even Edom, and Moab, and the chief of the children of Ammon. He shall stretch forth his hand also upon the countries, and the land of Egypt shall not escape. But he shall have power over the treasures of gold and of silver, and over all the precious things of Egypt, and the Libyans and the Ethiopians shall be at his steps. But tidings out of the east and out of the north shall trouble him, therefore he shall go forth with great fury to destroy, and utterly to make away many. And he shall plant the tabernacles of his palace between the seas and the glorious holy mountain, yet he shall come to his end, and none shall help him. This is the period of time that extends from the fall of the papacy in 1798 until the resurrection at the end of time, Daniel 12:2, which reads, And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Two important aspects of Micheal's work can be inferred from the verb stand utilized in Daniel 12:1, to describe his action. First, the verb stand evokes the rise of kings to conquer and rule. The verb also primarily connotes a military sense. It shows that Micheal acts as a military leader who protects his people and leads them in a special way during the last stages of the great controversy. Second, the verb stand also points to a judgment setting. Micheal stands to act as an advocate in the heavenly tribunal. As the Son of Man, he comes before the Ancient of Days to represent God's people during the investigative judgment as seen in Daniel 7:9-14. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him, thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake, I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time. I saw in the night visions, and, behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion, and glory, and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages, should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. Thus Micheal's rising or standing evokes the military and judicial aspects of his work. In other words, he is invested with the power to defeat God's enemies and with the authority to represent God's people in the heavenly tribunal. Think about what it means to know that Micheal stands in our behalf, even now. What hope should that give you, a sinner? Be prepared to answer this question in class on Sabbath. This is Witness Glenn. Have a great day.